got some help from, I believe, the ad district, is that right? And I think we just need to move that forward and complete that web page, or that website.
I agree. It's my understanding now, the only thing we're looking for is from each committee/department some content, so they can put some verbiage to it. I could be wrong. I thought that's what I heard the last.
The fire authority content's already live and loaded. That's been on there, so.
Right.
So do you want each committee chair to write their own little
Something.
summary or whatever?
I think that's
of
what
the
the word
department,
was,
is
not
that what you're looking for?
Correct. We need text for each of those pages, and there is a link that I will pass along again that you can go to so that you can see what the current development of the site is. And we're also in need of pictures, so if there's good pictures, we can add those to the site as well.
Can we look to maybe see if we can get that done in about 45 days and maybe try and get this thing knocked out from each chair, if we don't mind?
I think what we need is a champion for the website, because if we don't put somebody in charge, it'll just languish. Basically that's what's been happening, and I think we need to move forward on that website.
Is anybody interested in stepping up?
I hate to put words in Holly's mouth, but I kind of thought that she'd grab the reins with that.
Either that or I'll take it.
Okay. And again, as a group,
Here she comes.
Here she comes.
The time was done.
Holly, are you? Mary said that if you were not interested, she would be to get a hold of the website and start kicking it forward so we can try and get it done in the next maybe 45 days.
Do you want to take charge of that?
Well, I thought we could do it, if you want to do it together. I was going to send out
That's
a
fine.
thing
Well,
today,
why
but
don't
I
you
got
chair it, and then I'll help you
I
when I
got
can.
sidetracked with
Okay,
some things.
that sounds good. So we do have Holly and Mary that'll help move that along.
You do Holly and I'll
Okay.
do my back.
Okay, thank you. Next is general discussion. I'll just go around the table. Amy, do you have anything?
Yes, I think I emailed you my concerns. Obviously, police staffing, making sure that they're not becoming overworked. How do you intend to address the overtime, assuming that there is any? And then the continuing legal expenses that we may incur.
The hiring process, for example, on the staffing, we have interviews set up this Thursday, possibly Friday and Saturday. Craig is coordinating it. We had approximately 15 or 17 candidates.
A little more than a dozen, but
Yeah, and we have, I know, confirmed at least 4 interviews. We're looking to hire 3 part-time officers. I want to keep that process going. So that, we're moving forward with that.
Okay,
Just we're right on schedule with
I
that.
was just curious why the advertisement for part-time police officers was taken down off the website when obviously we're in the need of police officers.
Well, because we put it up for X amount of time like we
Okay.
always do. It's up there for 2 weeks, I don't know, that's,
we received sufficient applications.
and we've received sufficient applications, that's another good point. We have several candidates that look very, very promising.
Good.
Received a call today at 5 o'clock, I heard you might be hiring. Get on there, send us your resume, we're ready.
Excellent.
So, with legal fees, we will continue to address the legal issues as we have. I have no desire to pay any more for legal fees than anybody else, but I also know that we're gonna protect the city. Folks, I'm gonna only ask once. I don't wanna hear any rude comments or anything else out of the public. I ask that you not put me in the position or yourselves to have to ask you to leave. And I would appreciate that. Mary?
Budget, I know you're looking for the wish list. I know I said something like, I don't know, like this meeting or something. I can give you a preliminary one. I have my committee meeting, next Thursday. I'd like to run it through our committee and everything, if that's okay, if that's not too late for you guys to,
Nope, I think that would be fine.
is that all right?
The sooner we get them, the better.
Right.
So,
Do you want the preliminary one, or would you rather?
it can wait till Thursday's fine.
Okay, perfect, all right. That's really all I have.
I have nothing at this time.
Might as well go around. Okay?
Nothing, thanks.
Come on, skip you.
Yeah.
Holly,
Public comment,
please.
council comment. I do have a little thing I wrote up today. When I look on the back of this wall here, and I look in the room, I have to ask myself, would these people be proud? In doing my research for a new website, I looked at old pictures of the city being built, holes being dug, foundations being poured for the future, future dreams of a city they could be proud of, and a place to have a sense of community and a place to call home. There have been, over the years, several individuals, some recognized and some not, who have dedicated their time and expertise for free, or maybe a hot dog and a beer. The community worked together as a whole, not in separate little groups of bullies and people who say they love and respect the city, but are sending the message of the exact opposite. Why? You have to ask yourself why. Why? I look back and I remember Joe and Helen Franson, who donated the 27 or so acres to the Civic Club and to the soon-to-be-built city of Villa Hills. They were good people, and they cared about community. They did not have to do that, and they need more recognition too. As chair of Parks and Rec, I am trying to help rebuild this city to the city that once was. As a city, we had family picnics, festivals, social clubs, both men and women. I want to bring more events for children and adults as a community, but it takes energy and people who want to engage themselves and volunteer their time. For example, the past year, the Haunted Trail and the citywide yard sale was great fun. And in the past, when the Civic Club needed a new roof, everyone showed up with a smile on their face, and we all worked together. When the Civic Club needed a new deck, everybody showed up and pitched in. The turkey shoots, they were great fun, great time. I know times are changing, and you can't live in the past, but you can respect the past, learn from it, take the good ideas and make them better. Right now, and for some time, this city has been in turmoil and unrest, and it shows. This city needs to be loved again. It needs love from the people who live here. I am here to serve the city, but I also need your help as a citizen. And then in closing, my Parks and Rec meeting are held on the second Thursday of each month here in the council chambers at 6:30. And that's what I want to say.
Thank you.
Well, Mayor, obviously I have some questions and comments that are going to be better suited for our executive session. I would like to comment overall on the lack of communication recently with regard to the chief situation. And I understand that certain things cannot be commented on, and I appreciate Ms. McMurtry's diligence in trying to protect the city and how we communicate things. But frankly, I feel like as a council member that I've been left completely out of the loop on important details, most notably who's in charge of our police department. I found out a week later that Specialist Wright is running the police department. Candidly, I heard the same thing up at the fish fry on Friday when I got home from being out of town, and as an elected official, I felt like a fool. That kind of information, not knowing it, hadn't had a chance to vet it at the time, but hearing that kind of information, not having heard anything firsthand myself, concerns me. I appreciate the way that Mr. McMurtry delivered the message last week, but I did have some specific questions that he didn't right away have the answer to. I had hoped that you might have proactively communicated what you could to us as a body and let us know these things so we can talk to concerned residents who are approaching us. And I'll also ask that you try to communicate better with the residents themselves. And again, I appreciate what we can and cannot say, but please, these are folks that are concerned about the safety of their families and safety of their neighbors. Would ask that we please try to be as open as we can on communication on this. I did email you, and I understand our position on public comment at Caucus. I understand why we don't on occasion. I understand why you might not want to tonight. I did ask you to consider it for tonight. I never got a response back. Again, that just ties back to my comment about communication. Merely ask, give the residents an opportunity, and that's all I ask. I'm not trying to incite a riot, and I understand that some of the things they might have commented about we couldn't even respond to, but at some point we really do want to hear the voice of the people on this one. I would just ask that we please try to open up the communication channels a little bit on this and our business in general. So, thank you.
Jim?
I also sent you an email earlier in the week resigning as chair of the safety committee.
I have that to talk about.
Okay.
That actually, right here in writing.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to appoint a new chair tonight, because I think it's an important committee, and I don't want to let it go without a chair.
Fine. That sounds good. I was gonna bring it up and announce it and everything else, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. Is that the only thing you had on your list?
Well,
Any other things?
we need to get the managers to submit a budget for the wish list.
Yes.
So
department heads.
Not just not
Yeah.
just the chair people, but
Yep.
department heads as well.
Yep. I agree, the budget was on here as well for me. Back to Jim's point, Jim had sent me an email earlier this week announcing that he is resigning as the chairman of the safety and would like to talk tonight to find somebody else to fill that seat. And I would open the floor up to anybody that would be interested in taking that over.
When do you meet?
Second Tuesday at 6 o'clock right here. We did cancel last night's meeting for obvious reasons. So, I know you did what you thought you had to do. So did I, so.
And I respect that, Jim, completely. Yep.
I'm on safety. I mean, I don't really want to chair because I have enough with Parks and Rec, but I'm on safety, so to help you.
I think personally, given the lack of communication that I have experienced with the mayor and the administration, I am not the person to chair safety, even though I do value our police department.
I want to make sure that I don't think anybody doesn't value them, make sure they understand that Jim, stepping down or not, still values every bit of that.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Nobody else wants it, I'll take it, it needs a chair. So,
Thank you, Mary. Glad you retired.
somebody said it.
And again, we will send an email out to the department heads for the budget. Jim, we'll get that out tomorrow. And I had a meeting with the police department earlier. We had a post meeting. They're having one now for more details about things that are going on, general business, as well as having some equipment and stuff taken care of. So they will be working on some stuff for the budget as well for us. The next thing on the agenda, is executive session, discussions with, which might lead to appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an employee and pending or threatened litigation pursuant to KRS 61.810F and 61.810C. Have a motion to go into executive session? All in favor? Thank you.
So much for the Civil Service Commission Board.